Hey, what's up, guys? I'm your girl, Kalisha J, here in the factory with another exciting interview. And I am so thrilled. And I'm sure guys all over the world will be mesmerized because I have the sexy, the sensual, the amazingly talented Nadia Nakai with me here in the factory. How are you doing, Brave?
So good. Oh my gosh, that intro is amazing. Thank you. That was like the best.
Really?
Yeah.
You should take me on the road with you then.
I think you should. Every time I perform, you'll be like, guys, Nadia Nakai is about to hit the stage, sexiest, you know. Yeah, I think you'd kill it.
The baddest chick in the whole world coming out of South Africa. Wow. That's you, and you're in London. Yeah, that's amazing. Is this your first time being over here in London?
It is my first time. I'm having so much fun. It's technically my second day in the city. I've gone to Oxford Road twice for obvious reasons because I'm just going crazy shopping. Yeah. But I'm so excited about all the people I'm going to be meeting and all the places I'm going to go. Like being here, it's amazing for me. This is a first for me. So I'm so excited that I was able to come here and be with you.
Well, I'm excited to have you here because we have heard so much about you and read so much about you and seen such beautiful pictures. You know, I think the packaging is on point. You know, it's real good. And our viewers really do like, especially the men. You know, they love it. I mean, exactly. Okay. Yes, they really do.
I think I need to do something for the girls now. Like I need to bring them in. Yes. I don't want to isolate my honeys, my girl.
Definitely. You're not isolating them at all because you are a fashion icon. But before, you know, the whole world was screaming the name Nadia Nakai, you know, what was your life like before all this fame and awards and pictures and things like that?
It was pretty chilled. I mean, I was studying. I was doing my double major in marketing, media studies, and communications. And then when I finished that, I graduated in 2013. And I moved on to work for an advertising agency for a little bit. And then my music career was taking off. And I was just like, I need to just take the risk of just not being able to maybe pay my bills for quite some time, take that risk of, I don't know, I'm going to pay my rent, how I'm going to pay my car. But I know that this is something I really want to do. I love the music industry and I was growing at such a rapid pace. And I joined a new team, Family Tree. So I was like, okay, I think that I have a support system. I'll be able to do this. So I quit my job and I've never had a month where I couldn't pay my bills. So I've been so blessed. Yeah.
That is fantastic. No, that's fantastic because you hear of so many artists, whether male or female, that, you know, talk about living on their friend's sofa and they were sleeping on the floor.
I did that. I ain't gonna lie. I did that for a very long time. I stayed with my best friend Linda for the longest time, and she had a studio apartment, so we'd have to share a bed. If her boyfriend came through, I had to find another place to stay, you know, for like a while, and then eventually I got on my feet. But obviously everyone has those kind of struggles that they need to do. But I felt like I was so happy with my decision that it didn't feel like a struggle for me. It felt like a sacrifice I had to make. And I was very okay with making sacrifices like that. So I was so excited because I knew the future was going to be so much brighter, you know?
Definitely. And, you know, you've moved on from then because when you first came out, you didn't actually put out a solo single. You were featuring, you know? How did that transition come from being a featured artist to, you know, actually coming out with your own songs?
Actually, it's funny because I had one song that I had released by myself called Like Me. And from that's where Ricky was like, I want to do a song with you, I'm a Domazan, and it's about girls. There's a lot of males in the song and I want a female perspective. And that was amazing for me because he literally was one of the few people that gave me a chance back then. And he was colossal. He had a big song, you know. And doing that was very nerve-wracking for me because when I did my verse, he was in studio as well. And that was like, I literally just had one song in life. She just had one song. And I was like, I can't believe I'm working with people like him and Dumi and Krista. And it was just like, it was amazing. But I knew the importance of that song. And I still perform that song till this day because it's sentimental to me. It's something that really broke me into the market. I was able to tap into Krista's market. I was able to tap into Ricky's market. And people got to know that there's a female perspective in hip-hop that's representing females. And I think it was well received. We performed at the Channel O Hip Hop Awards in SA, and that was also fantastic for me. I got so much exposure from that song, so yeah.
Of course. Now, you know, speaking of exposure, I want to find out directly from you. Now, we know that the music industry is male dominated. You know, how does it feel as a female in you know, predominantly a male industry to be really having to work? Do you have to work twice as hard? Because I've heard many female artists say that they have to work twice or three times as hard to get that recognition. How has it been for you?
I think that you do have to work twice as hard because I think the guys think that the girls want to do it because they want to be cool, or you want to chill with the boys? And do you actually want to work towards an album? Do you want to actually work towards your own merchandise? Do you want to work to your own tour? Are you taking this seriously? And I think you can only get that kind of respect over time, because at the beginning they always be skeptical, because like you said, it's a male dominated industry and they can see what the guys are doing, but there was no female to kind of reference, to them to be like, okay, cool, you are taking this really seriously and you want it to be your career, and it's not a fun time for you, because they don't invest their time in you when you're not investing, you're not thinking of the long haul. So I think the only thing that can prove yourself to them is that the time of them to see your growth and your work. And if that is working twice as hard as the guys, I guess so, because women always have to work twice as hard for anything that they get in life. This is why we run the world.
Hello. Yes. You heard it here. You mean exactly. Now, exactly. And we do run the world. I think the world would be such a boring place without women. Don't you think?
Women. I mean, what would you guys be looking at? Like what? I know most of the people I follow on Instagram are women as well, and I'm not lesbian, but I get inspired by a whole bunch of women as well. So I know women inspire men, and women inspire women. So we're the only ones that can do that, boo.
I love that. Now, you know what I love? We're going to go back to the music, but I love what you said about women inspiring women, that you follow other women. Yeah. Because again, in this industry, it feels as if when a woman is trying to come out and make it as an artist, they automatically get pitted against another artist. Always. Now, of course, I love the hair. Yeah. I love the look. And I'm sure you've heard this before. Yeah. The comparisons between you and, Nicki Minaj and things like that. I mean, does it get tiring after a while? Or what's your opinion on that?
For me, I got pinned against Nicki Minaj from the get-go, to a point where even gigs would be like, essays Nicki Minaj, and I'd get really upset about it. I used to get so frustrated, and I eventually was like, you know what, you can't control what people say and what they decide to compare you to. And if they want to compare me to the one of the best female rappers in the world, I'm okay with that. I just got to a point where I'm living my life for me. I'm not going to not do something because people are going to say I'm trying to be someone that I'm not, because I know the people that are around me that know who I am and what I stand for and who I'm trying to be in the music industry. And I mean, I started off wearing different color hair, and then I stopped and I went to black, because I was like, people are saying I'm trying to be like this person, I'm trying to be like this person, and I got frustrated, because I'm like, this is how I'm trying to express myself as a person, an individual, and I can't let people derail me from that and try to make me something that I'm not, to just make you happy, because at one point you're gonna get upset that my hair's a bob because I'm trying to be like, I don't know, I'm Dej Loaf or something. There's always gonna be something, So I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and the true fans will always follow and be with you, and those are the ones I want anyway. The ones that die hard for you.
Of course, now they definitely roll hard, and they are riding hard for you, because they are 100% supporting your music. Tell us a little bit about your new track, and the inspiration behind that.
Yeah. I just got exposed to a lot of grime music. I got exposed to a lot of music that's here in the UK, and P-Sqaure actually came out of just being inspired. And that's why the music video made it on another online platform. But it was just talking about Family Tree has a lot of buzz, period. Right now has a lot of buzz. In December has a lot of buzz. I was one of the most gigged artists in South Africa.
Yes. I know. I saw that actually, and I saw that you were rated amongst the top 12 sexiest women as well. I think you should be number one. I mean, I don't know about number all them other people. I mean, no shade, but
No shade. Everyone's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. Yeah. But no thanks. That was also one of the cool things from last year. But last year was a very busy year for me. That was the first year I signed to Family Tree, and I wanted people to feel like they were part of us. We are a squad, we're very big, as everyone knows, but and then it's also affiliates with Major League and Ricky and everybody, and I wanted people to feel like they were part of the squad, and that's why even when I perform it, I make them chant it back to me a couple times before I actually perform the song. So I want them to feel like they're part of the squad too. And then the music video was showing how we are on the road, and how we live and just have fun and party and drink and you know that was the whole vibe. Is like I wanted people to feel how I feel when I'm with the team. So yeah.
No, I love that. And, I think it's just so major that you, as a young female, are able to be a positive role model, regardless of what anyone's saying, because I think, like you said, there'll always be someone saying something, whether it's you're too sexy or you're too something. There's always going to be public opinion versus what you think about yourself. And you really do seem to be really, really grounded. What keeps you as a person, apart from the music, what keeps you as Nadia grounded?
I think like the conversation I'm having with you right now, because there's sometimes where I get caught in my feelings and I'll be like, gosh, maybe I shouldn't have worn that skirt, or maybe I shouldn't have been so revealing and showing my bum so much, or and then like when I have conversations with people like you who be like, sometimes like you need to let that stuff go. That's just reminding me of actually you must just live your life for yourself, and everybody's gonna have opinion on something. And I built such a brand around my performance outfits and the experience you get when I'm performing, which is what I wanted. That was the aim from the beginning, that if I rock up at a gig and I'm in sweatpants and a crop top, they get upset because they don't feel like they're getting the whole Nadia Nakai experience, which is what I wanted. So at the beginning, a whole bunch of people would be talking so much smack about Nadia has never dressed, do you own clothes? But you don't notice when I'm fully dressed. You don't say anything when I'm fully dressed. Do you know what I mean? But like, because that's what you want to see. And I'm giving people what they want. If you want to see that, that is what I'm going to give you, because I'm an entertainer.
Wait, so you actually got people saying, do you own clothes? Yes. Like, you're naked all the time.
Naked all the time. No. Does this girl own clothes? It's like that. But I mean, like, you need to, I understand it because I'm doing something completely different. I'm doing something that people haven't really done before. Like this, there will be like the quieter artists that might have been like also revealing and stuff, but like in hip hop, I'm the person that took it there, and I was like, I'm doing that because that's how Beyonce and Rihanna handle themselves. And I was even in Lesotho recently and it was freezing, and I was like, there's no way I can perform not in the outfit that I perform in, because that's what they're going to expect. And Beyonce is not going to cover herself up if she's performing in Iceland. No, she's going to perform in her Beyonce outfit, and that's how I handle myself as well. So I'm going to freeze, but I'm going to freeze for you because I love you.
I love that dedication. I'm all for it. And like I said, you definitely are. You're a riot, actually.
Thank you. Yeah. Take it to the top. All the time. Take it to the top.
No, you really do. And one thing I would say that I really have to speak about is the current situation in South Africa. I think that for you as a female to emerge and be at the top of your game in South Africa, with the number one, the climate, the past of South Africa as well, it is phenomenal. What do people from where you were originally born think? Yeah. What do they think?
I think, it's like you're saying that there's a lot of history in South Africa. There's a lot of inequalities that people have to struggle with. Even till today, there's always stories that you hear about something happening somewhere. And as a woman, we have those struggles plus our sexuality struggles, as in like women having to fight a lot harder to get the same things as men do. And that's in every industry. And I think that at the end of the day, we are growing as a nation. We are moving forward. I think we're educating ourselves a lot. We're being a lot more aware to what's happening in our own country and how to deal with things and how to change things. And it's no longer, let's just fight about it. It's actually, how can we change ourselves and move forward? And I think that's amazing because I see it all around. I see it with little kids in primary school that I have a voice, and they're fighting against people talking about how she needs to cut her hair because her hair is too big. But she decided, no, I'm going to use my voice at 13, 12, however old she is. And she was able to make a movement against that, instead of just one confining to what they're telling her that it is right, or deciding, actually, I know what's right for me. I'm an African child and I have big hair, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my hair. You can't force me to take it off. So I think that's even in our young generation that we're growing to such a pace of how they know that their voice has got a part and they know how to release that. Social media is so big in SA now. So I think that part is very exciting for me. Yeah,
honestly, and I'm so thrilled for you. I'm thrilled that you are able to be on this journey with a supportive team, that's 100% behind you. Yeah. They got your back, and the fans as well. Yeah. So, I like to ask people, I know we talked about the best, your gigs and what people expect, but what's been the worst show that you've ever done? Like where you're just like, Really? Like, what the heck just happened here?
You know, like for me, I'm not even trying to be like kumbaya with you. I just don't remember bad situations. I try not to. But let me think which one was probably the worst show that I could say was like, what is going on? Actually, I know.
The name of the show.
Yeah,
we don't want no lawsuits. You mean we ain't got that kind of budget?
I don't want to not get booked for that show because if it was bad, I will come back. It's okay. I think one that was just a little bit awkward for me was for an award show recently where it was very formal. It was a very formal award show and like they were all seated and then I came out with my, and I expected a bigger response and it was just like they were looking at me like this and I was like, oh my gosh. And I felt like I could feel like my performance had changed because in the rehearsals I imagined something else and then when I came out it was like they just looking at you, girl. Like, you can do whatever you want. And then I realized I was like turning around trying to twerk, and then there were ministers. And it was like, it was bad.
Twerk for the government.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It was that kind of situation. And I was like, no, girl, no, don't do this thing. That was probably one that was just like a little shady, but it's fine. I'll come back. It's all good.
No, well, you know what? At least I love your honesty. So thank you for being honest. But I can imagine a few governors getting quite excited.
And
yes,
the wives
yes.
right next to them.
Oh! I didn't know about that.
No, we don't need that kind of drama.
No, and we don't like drama. Now, we don't have any kind of drama. We like things to be smooth and free. Exactly. So while you're in the UK, what are your plans? Let us know. I know that are you going to be touching stage at some point?
Yes, I am. I'm excited. I'm going to be performing with Kaz this Saturday at Wembley Arena. So yes, I'm so excited. I've always known about the Africa Festival, and I'm just so excited to be around all those people and just take as much information and stuff. But this is my first time in London. And my aim for this trip was to make as much connections as I can, meet all the right people. And I didn't necessarily, like being on the show right now, I'm very excited about this because I didn't expect it to happen. But now that it did, it's like, it made the trip a lot much sweeter. But, thank you. But I really wanted to be able to like meet people, meet the right people and make those connections when I go back home. Because I know that this is a thing that I need to do more often. I need to come back a lot more often. When I have music, I can send to people. So it really was to just network the crap out of your country.
Well, I ain't mad at you. Definitely. And we look forward to seeing your performance. And thank you for gracing the factory with your presence, Yes. So before we go, I'm just going to ask you, where do you want people to see Nadia's name in the next 10 years? Is it the Guinness World Book of Records? Is it on billboards? Is it what do you want to come to mind?
I want to have the same journey that I think there's a musician I really respect back home called Black Coffee, and the way that he's still in touch with everything that's happening in SA, but he has such a strong hold with the people like Diddy and Young and Swiss Beats, and he's a respected person. He featured on Drake's album recently, and he's like both places, and he's not like he killed it in the States and then he left SA and then he moved to the States and became a different person and he's not with us anymore. That's the kind of musician I want to be when I feel like I've made it. I don't think I'll ever feel like I've made it, but when I'm at the point where I've got people like Drake calling me or Steph London calling me and be like, yo, girl, we got to do this, we got to do this thing, So I think that's, but I always want to still be in touch with home, because that's home. On social media, I'm Nadia_Nakai, so it's NADIA_Nakai, NAKAI. Instagram, Nadia Nakai. Facebook, Nadia Nakai. Emails, nadianakaibookings@gmail.com. Snapchat, Nadia Nakai. Pinterest, Nadia Nakai. I'm Nadia Nakai absolutely everywhere.
Stalker.
Stalk me, guys. It's okay. I welcome it. Stalk me.